Hey nerds! It's Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Exclusive tabletop game podcast for the Pacific Northwest. All levels of gamers. Analog gaming. Tabletop news. Dungeons and Dragons and magic. Stupid, mindless banter.
There will definitely be some. That's probably our best. That's our best feature.
You are listening to the Geeks of Cascadia podcast, featuring Steve Hobbs, Paul Anderson, and Joe Costa.
Hey geeks, welcome to Geeks of Cascadia, episode 40. I am your host, Blue Samurai, and I am with...
I'm Doug.
And I'm the one that is not Doug.
Still Paul.
I'm still Paul.
Yes, and in this episode, we've got a segment called, our reoccurring segment that comes on once in a while, I think, but it's called Behind the DM Screen, where we talk about how we incorporate devices and social media products out there into your D&D game at a very low cost or no cost, because I know a lot of folks, well, not a lot, but some people use various programs out there. D20, I think, is one.
Roll20.
Roll20, sorry,
Yep.
Roll20. I don't know why I say that. Isn't there another fantasy fairgrounds? Or there's a couple of them.
There are a few, yeah.
But they all cost money. And so what we're going to do is kind of tell you there's tools out there to use without spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
We incorporate, Google Drive and Facebook.
We've got a Discord server running for my group.
That's right.
We do party chat, and we've got a play-by-text game. Right now we're going through the Acme Warehouse
That's
as
cool.
the setting. So
That's cool.
I am playing as Quail Man
Quail Man.
Awesome.
from Doug
Alright.
the TV show.
Okay.
Quail's delicious.
And so, thank you, Paul. By the way, we are talking right after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So
And it's Apple Cup Day.
it is Apple Cup Day, where
some of us are
where
rooting
my
for-
Huskies,
we're
because that's
rooting
where
for
I
the proper
graduated
team.
from.
Some of us are Doug.
Yes.
Playing against my Coups,
Yeah.
because that's where I graduated
It's
from.
in Pullman this year.
It is in Pullman. Yeah.
Brr.
Yeah. That's
Actually, the charter bus carrying the UW band
yes.
overturned on I-90 last night.
Oh,
And
jeez.
the good thing is
Everyone was
nobody got
okay,
hurt. Yes,
yeah.
nobody got hurt, so we're glad about that.
Mhm.
But before we go into that segment, let's find out what's going on in convention news.
Convention news.
Paul?
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
It's been a couple of weeks. We're a little bit behind, but I'm sure you know Symposium got canceled.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, that was supposed to be October 26th through 28th in Seattle. Unfortunately, I guess they didn't sell enough tickets, so they had to cancel that. They're going to try next year, I guess. That's what I get from reading. So that's too bad. Also, we've got coming up very soon a wonderful weekend of wizardry. The Harry Potter themed con in Tacoma on December 6th through 9th. It looks like it's a lot of fun. They got special guests.
Don't tell my roommate.
Don't tell his roommate. Also coming up, Geek Craft Expo, and that's the wrong one. It disappeared on me. Seattle. Go back to Seattle.
Yeah, I feel like there was one this weekend,
There, it's.
but it's not called Geekcraft. It was something else.
And oh well, that went away. Here we go. Seattle. Come on, machine. November 24th and 25th. What's happening right now?
That is this
Alright.
weekend,
Because I
yeah.
didn't go to that one. I was looking at the wrong dates because I was looking at the wrong city. Anyway, I bet that was cool.
So Twin Cities is in April.
Twin Cities is
That's
coming
the
up.
one we were looking at.
Yes, and for people who are sad about losing Symposium, there is still the Brass Screw Confederacy that happens in Port Townsend, but it doesn't happen until June. Looks like this is going to be their 7th year.
Is that like a steampunky
It's a
thing?
steampunky thing, yeah.
Okay.
It's
I've never
very
been to a
cool looking.
steampunk con.
I have not either.
I mean, is it just people dressed in Victorian wear and
A little bit, yeah.
promote? Have you been to one?
No,
Oh, okay.
but I can look at the pictures and see. I know somewhat about the whole steampunk culture, so
No, I do too. I just haven't been to a convention already.
yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
sorry, Paul.
So that looks like fun. Also, coming up in January, we have OrcaCon,
Which has not been
which
canceled.
has not been canceled.
Yes,
That's going to be in Bellevue at the Hilton, January 11th, 12th, and 13th.
We will all be there.
We will all be there.
And
I'll be there sometimes. Yeah.
Are you going to be storing it up? Are you?
I might
in?
be.
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
I know Games Plus will be there.
Yes, we will be there.
You just got to convince the boss to schedule you or something.
Something like that.
Okay. He walked out just as soon as we said that, so
I'll talk to him
effect
about
did
it.
not work. Which, by the way, just take a moment here. We are broadcasting live from Games Plus.
From the
Yeah,
past.
yes.
Yeah.
Games Plus, Texas, Washington, very cool.
That's right. All right, sorry, go ahead.
So get your badges now. We're gonna have them probably available at the door, but sometime during December is when we cut off the badge sales. Usually it's the day after Christmas, I think.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of sales.
Yeah,
There's going to be a lot of people there.
there's always a lot of sales in December. So
And check it out at orcacon.org. We got a lot of great guests coming up.
great guests, and we got lots of great food trucks. Just a
Yes.
little quick sampling. We got which came first in the morning. It's an egg breakfast sandwich sort of food truck. Viking Dog, Where You At Matt, Beanfish, Off the Res. Everyone was asking about Off the Res again. Wicked Good Grinders. It's Bow Time. It's coming on a couple days. Napkin Friends is coming back. So
Okay.
we're gonna have some definitely good eats.
That's good. And not only will Games Plus be there, and hopefully Doug will be there, but I believe Around the Table will be there. There'll be some artists
Yep.
that'll be there. And some I think we'll have a crafter, right? We usually have one or two people that are doing crafts and stuff that usually show up to those things. So great dealer's room.
Yeah.
So check it out. We'll be seeing you there. Now let's go on to do you got any more con news?
I'm out of con news.
Okay. Well, why don't we go to tabletop gaming news and we'll go to Kickstarter news after that.
Cool.
So on the news front on tabletop games, we got Keyforge deck contains unfortunate words. Doug, do you know anything about this?
I know some things about this. There's been a lot of talk on the Board Game subreddit and on Board Game Geek for the Keyforge page. But no one has any examples yet. No one's found them because all of the decks are procedurally generated for their lists as well as their names. So you could end up with some unfortunate named decks. I don't know what they are. No one has examples. But I have some of my decks here. Like I have the Ferocious Archivist, not that bad. 9Z, the Attractive Repository Tanner. So it's definitely random.
What?
Yeah, I know.
They just
it's
throw
strange.
words?
From what I've heard, yeah. Like I have Mastermind U, Poisonique.
Do you think
So-
that they were maybe are these computer generated, and so that maybe there was an obscene thing that
I
they
think
didn't-
there's
they didn't
some
expect?
obscene things that are probably printed that they're finding out now about them.
Is it possible someone actually bought some of those?
Yeah, what they're doing is because there's the Master Vault app that you can do on your phone or go to their website that you can register the deck to see if it's one of those obscene named decks. And if it is, they will basically tell you, hey, we need you to ship that back, but we're going to ship you 2 decks in return.
Oh.
But
So
if you were to have it, it might be worth something, don't you
it
think?
could be worth something to people that want to collect them. I know that prices for individual decks online are going for somewhat obscene amounts of dollars.
That is crazy. Have anyone come to your store to try to sell them, or?
No, not yet. We've just been selling the decks and the few starters that we've been able to get. Like Alliance is out of starters, Fantasy Flight is out online, so that's definitely one that they kind of underproduced. But we've got the individual decks here. I know they're still in stock at some places.
Well, speaking of collectible card games and selling things, on the news, I just heard this unopened box of 1999 Pokemon cards sells for $56,000.
Wow.
That is insane.
Wow.
Why would anyone do that?
I
It's
don't
just
know.
nuts.
Nostalgia. I mean, it is first edition, looking at the article
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
so that could have something to do with it. My brother actually found the first pack that he opened a Charizard from it, and it's a Shadowless Charizard. So that was going for at least $300 or $400
Wow.
online.
So I still have my old collectible card game of Star Trek. I still have those. I've got some pretty good rares, but I really haven't done anything other than their plastic seals and all that. And I have 2 unopened box. I don't know if you remember, but there was a Star Wars collectible card game.
Came out for the prequels? I remember that one.
Yeah, it was. I got them in the '90s.
Okay.
They're a while ago.
Yeah.
They're 2 unopened
I was
box.
alive then.
Yeah, well, that's great. That makes me feel great. But there's 2 unopened box, and I haven't done anything with them. But the one thing that I'm really sad about is, I had a pretty good Magic collection. In fact, I had 2 boxes of Legends, and those all got stolen. I'm really sad
I
about
heard the
that.
story.
Yeah, I know, because it makes me sad. I have to share my pain. But I know that there is a market out there, but we're going too much into that. Elsewhere on the news, that those of you that like playing Gloomhaven is coming to video games soon. I know there's that trend where tabletop games are turning into video games.
How big of a box is that going to come in?
Yeah, I don't know.
Great big box with a
Right.
disc in it.
How many CDs do you have to use?
And
Because I remember D2, you had like 4 different discs.
Well, and what's really cool is the new Assassin's Creed, but this is going in reverse, where you have a video game turning into a board game. So Assassin's Creed board games coming up with miniatures. I'm looking at right now, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's something that you could use in your D&D or Pathfinder thing.
Sure.
So it looks pretty cool. Anything else in the news? I'm just looking in here, but
I mean, back to Gloomhaven, their
Yeah.
expansion is coming out in the next few weeks.
oh,
To add new scenarios and things like
Okay.
that, so
Cool.
be on the lookout for that.
have you seen, I think it came out just recently, but there's the Axis and Allies and Zombies.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't read too much into it.
I mean, I like Axis and
very,
Allies, and zombies are interesting, but I don't. I don't know if I would buy something like that. I have bought just about every Axis and Allies game there is. I don't know if I'd buy that or not, but it seems interesting.
Yeah. That came out, and Betrayal Legacy just came out.
Mhm.
We were looking at an article on that. So, yeah.
Oh,
Pretty good thing.
and D&D products, what came out about 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
We've got
I don't
the
know, what is it called?
Dungeon of the Mad Mage
That's right, Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
and the special edition holiday set, which is the
Mhm.
collection of alternate artwork covers
Mhm.
for the core books as well as alternate cover for the DM screen.
Right, and if you should, go down to your local game store and pick those up.
Yeah, we've got a few left.
And right now, Paul and I are playing the campaign before that one, which is Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Very fun.
And I just started that a couple
we
weeks ago.
just got done with our first mission, and then he's talking about doing a little bit of downtime. We got our tavern. We own a tavern.
All of a sudden, we're in a tavern.
Not
We
sure
haven't decided
what we're
gonna-
supposed to do. We're horrible
what we're gonna
business
do with
people,
it,
so
yeah.
we don't know what we're doing.
I was talking to another player. We're afraid that some people will want to run the tavern, and some people will not want to run the tavern. so, okay.
I think there's a way to do this, but I haven't
Yeah,
quite
but
figured
you
it
have to
out.
figure something out.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we can't just make it into our hangout. Because I was reading the kind of the Waterdeep.
You were cheating?
No. Steve gave it out. In fact, every DM's supposed to give every player like the rule, the codex.
Yeah.
Code legal.
Yeah, the code legal of Waterdeep, and in there it talks about taxes.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't do anything, you're just going to be paying taxes, and then you're going to have to sell it, right?
Yeah, something.
Something, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to figure out something about that. But it seems really fun. But after we're done with that, we'll be going to what was that?
Dungeon of the Mad
Dungeon
Mage.
of the Mad
Dungeon of the
Mage.
Mad Mage.
Jeez, Mage. I've been wanting to do that. So Kickstarter news, Paul.
Kickstarter news. We have a really cool thing for your role-playing game called this, the relaunch of Tower of Holding. It's a dice roller. It's got dice. It's got hit point counters. It's got spaces for holding your spell cards, and it's everything all combined into one little box. So it's kind of neat.
That's cool.
Not bad.
And also,
How much are they going for?
that is going for
The base one?
the base
60,
one's
30
$30. No, that's early bird. It's $35 now for the base one. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Apparently they've done it before, and they've been successful. And also, I was looking at this thing that's not loading. I'll wait for that to load. And Far Away by Cherry Pick Games got fully funded. So that looks like, I'm looking forward to getting that when that comes out. And I Survived a Horror Movie. It's a card game. I love card games. I like simple, fun card games, not like big boxes with a bunch of little pieces. So that looks really cool. It's about surviving a horror movie, and that is probably not going to make it. Never mind. They've got 13 days to go. Their goal is $2,500, and they've got 258 pledged. So I guess it's just me who likes card games.
Well, usually it's a last like week or so. Sometimes
they're halfway through.
Well, yeah. Well, that's true.
There's one I found like last month that finally actually came to Kickstarter. It's from Punga Miniatures. They have what they're calling canitars, which are canine centaur creatures. It's the artwork looks nice. The sculpts look really good. I was showing Paul earlier, but it has funded. There's about 12 days left as of recording right now, and they've unlocked cat centaurs as well as some other miniatures. A deck of the stat cards for them as well. So
Cool.
something to definitely check out
Very cool.
if you're interested.
It's definitely a weird one.
Yeah. There's lots of weird stuff on
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
there is.
Yes. That's a good place for that.
So,
should we?
oh yeah, is there
Should we
anything?
I don't think so. Should we
No.
go to the thing?
Yeah,
Should
let's
we
let's
talk
check
to
it
us?
out. It'd be, yeah, I'd love to hearing about
Let's
us.
go talk to us about
All right.
playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's check that out. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Behind the DM Screen. I'm Blue Samurai.
I'm Steve.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm still Paul.
And as you know, behind the DM screen, we do D&D stuff basically. And today, our subject is what do we call it? Enhancing tools to your DM experience. I don't know. I'm
Sure, electronics.
sure. Yeah, electronic stuff. So,
Technology.
so we're from the old school. Steve and I, we did D&D back in probably the 70s. You two are newer to
Yes.
D&D, but
Yeah.
you're having a lot of fun.
Started in my 40s.
You did start in your
Did.
40s.
I started in my
Mhm.
70s.
And when we did D&D, it was basically just paper, pens, and books.
Yeah.
And we kept on doing that until now, until just recently.
Very recently.
Until very recently, because we noticed that the younger kids out there are doing some other stuff. And so what we're doing right now, this episode is going to talk about a little bit about what's out there available to you to enhance your campaign. So I think with that, let's go into some of the stuff that is maybe you can pay for. I mean, there's some stuff out there. We haven't really
free
dug into
stuff,
that,
too.
but we're going to go more into the free stuff. I mean, there is D20. There's what, fantasy.
You're talking Roll20?
Yeah, Roll20. Then there's some other things that
things.
you can buy.
Yeah.
But
You don't do.
but for those of you who can't afford those stuff, there's other stuff out there that's free. So, for example, we use Google Drive,
We do.
and I think that's a useful tool for your DM experience. In fact, Steve, you're using it right now in your campaign, right?
Right this very moment. Yeah, no, it's actually, as I started, I've always just been kind of very how I always played. But yeah, with the Google Drive for a campaign, it's really kind of nice. You can drop maps on there. You can drop all sorts of stuff on there. Our current one has like the calendar, Faerun. And I've been writing up, every week I write up just like a one-page, here's what happened last week, which is kind of nice because it
Yes.
captures all those things that people forgot about, and they're like, oh, who was that guy 3 months ago? And it's all on there.
Yeah,
A
and
step
because-
more than our previous DM did. I mean, writing
that
that
was a
recap.
trick.
Yeah, that was
Right.
great.
Yeah.
But because you're doing that, what I'm doing is I'm taking notes from my character's perspective.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so I'm not keeping all of this stuff. I'm trying to make it like Bruno's first person story of
Right.
what's going on.
Which
in
is
the
good
campaign.
because you're drunk half the time.
I'm
And,
just drunk half the time.
and you do horrible notes. So I'm really glad the DM is
I
doing
don't
all
care
the
about
notes.
treasure.
So we've been using Google Drive, and I think, again, it's been very helpful. So I think an aspect of it, you can have a file, a Word document, basically keeping track of
I
the
don't think
adventure
Google
like a
Drive would like
log.
you calling it that, but
What's that?
a Word document.
Oh, well, whatever. You know what I mean. And then you can put in, we also have an Excel spreadsheet in there, just keeping track of the treasure and everything, and that's something that you can do in your own home and just bring it up. So you don't have to pay for a special program for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, with
Something
the-
else you don't have to keep track of when you're drunk and you loot a whole bunch of things.
That's
You
right.
can just let your DM do it for you later.
That's right. And of course, like you said, Steve, put in maps in there, and you can just bring
Yeah, all
it right
sorts
up
of
on your
you
phone.
find stuff just, yeah, exactly. And it lets everybody kind of see it. It kind of lets you somewhere to go, in our case, in the week between sessions, you know, sort through stuff and go, oh yeah, this is, I'm going to reread through this and see what was going on here.
The other thing I like to do, because I kind of started all this in my adventure before, is through email. We started out each character, I read a little bit about their background, and I kind of sent them like a message, if you will, or started their story on that. So I would sit, for example,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You
That's
did,
fine.
didn't you do that through D&D Beyond?
I did do through that D&D Beyond. I could have done it through
We're not
email
there
too.
yet.
We're not there yet.
But we're not there yet. And
Any
we will be
messaging
talking about
system.
D&D Beyond. So I think that also enhances stuff. So if you're a DM, and you know it's just so cliche that you all meet in a tavern, right? Now eventually we all did meet in a tavern, but you can actually get some backstory and flesh out some more, I don't know, potential storylines.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, and when we started this campaign, I kind of went the same route of giving your character backstory, and with a bunch of people, I mean, with some people, it was just kind of, here's my thing, and that's fine. But with a few of the members, there was more of a conversation, and they're like, I'm thinking of doing this, what do you think? And I'd give them some ideas, and kind of a back and forth to get something that they like, that also would have like hooks into this upcoming campaign.
Right. One thing I did was, so obviously in any type of campaign, your campaign has a certain background, what's going on, and the character has a background. And so as DM, you send out that initial email off to the character with like their journey towards a starting point. So we haven't even started the campaign. So Rebecca, you want to talk a little bit how that went with your character maybe?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't even have known my Google Drive exists if we didn't do this.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. No, I liked it because there's some little hidden things that you got to kind of pay attention to and look out for as the story goes on. But what I really like is these are for D&D Beyond. I've prepared these comments. No.
Well, no, we're going to talk about D&D.
But,
and all this was through D&D.
I find it
Beyond, but you
easier.
could do it through email if you want.
I find it easier. I just find it easier to remember things. I like the
Mhm.
maps, although I wasn't able to enlarge it to focus. And I wanted to see
Mhm.
exactly what street I was
Oh,
on.
yeah,
I couldn't,
yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
really do that, so I didn't know if that was a problem with me or...
There's going to be a Google Faerun where you can zoom all the way into street level and see people standing there.
I wanted to, because we were very specific
And all their
about
faces
the-
are blurred.
Yes.
I think that's a mind flare, but his face is blurred, I can't tell.
I think it's helpful, and I think it just, for someone like me who knows very little and didn't play it since I was a little kid, it helps me catch up faster, I
Yeah.
guess, access things faster.
I think for your scenario, what we did was, so I read a little bit about your backstory, which you came from an island, I believe, and there was an incident with your village, I believe, and you're an ASMR.
On yours, when you were
Yeah,
DM.
when
Yes,
I was
yes.
DM. And of course, I had my backstory. People generally knew there was like some war that was happening, and we had to get you to a certain place. So I think the first thing I did is I sent you an email going, "Hey, you're traveling on this road, and you run into this old dude." And then I give you a series like, well, what are you going to do? And it's kind of a back and forth role playing, if you will, but you're using it through basically email. Or in this case, D&D Beyond, which is what we're going to segue to next is D&D Beyond.
Wait.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
We can do D&D Beyond's the nice chunky bit.
Yes.
What we can do the little Facebook groups.
We need to talk
or
about
Oh,
whatever
Facebook group.
is really nice, and it doesn't have to be Facebook because I hate Facebook, and honestly, that's the only thing I use it for
Yeah, you do.
is this campaign group. But it is really nice to be able to have a place where you can talk about stuff. You can just talk about crap. Also, you can post
Yeah.
funny
So-
pictures or whatever that are relevant to things that just
So
happened.
there's different kind of
You
groups
can-
you can have on Facebook. Our Facebook group is secret. No one knows it exists. No one's going to see it float across your news feed. You have to be in.
That is good.
Yeah, yes.
That's,
You have
that's
to-
about all I
yeah.
read when I go on Facebook. And how come you've stopped posting those little the enemy of the month
He's
thing
been
that
busy.
guy?
I've been busy.
You've been busy.
So with your secret Facebook group, it's unless someone's invited to join the group, they won't know it exists.
And I think what's great about the secret Facebook group, and I think if you have a D&D party or you group of friends that you play with all the time, you should definitely do this, because I think one thing that's good about it is just like trying to figure out times when we're going to play, or someone's going to be sick, or maybe Steve will remind us, hey, I just updated everything, check out everything.
I saw this dirty, hilarious D&D meme.
That's true. That's true.
Oh look, it's Steve's character lying on his back bleeding out.
Yes, exactly.
That's
You can totally talk trash.
Everybody mock him.
By trash, I mean the S word.
Take pictures of all the crits.
You can take pictures of all the crits you roll if you're Hobbs.
Which is, I mean, it becomes kind of a nice, not just for kind of communication, but to kind of look back through.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, and then Barry had to leave during halfway through that one, so he was able to look at the pictures and whatnot.
Right.
So
Former players get to enjoy our dumb stuff that we have.
Now let's talk a little bit about D&D Beyond, because we kind of just went into it. And what's great about D&D Beyond is really it's free.
It's free to a point.
It's free to a point. Now, if you're a DM like myself and Steve, you do have to pay a bit.
So
but
I'm sorry. So we get the compendium and all that stuff because you guys.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the one thing I really like about it. I really chafed initially at having to pay for stuff I already owned and all that, but being able to be the one that kind of sucks it up and then share it with you guys made it totally worthwhile.
it saves your back too, because we're hauling all those books.
Yes.
Well, that's
Oh, why?
this replaces like 20
That's
pounds
right.
of books now.
So
But it won't replace your character.
now, what's great about D&D Beyond is it's created by Wizards of the Coast, essentially, and
no,
on
actually,
it.
they're the people that do it are separate, but they're licensed with
Right.
Wizards of the Coast.
But it allows you to create characters on it. Also allows you to look at rules, and it also allows you to access some of the campaigns they have. Now, you will have to pay to actually access that. You get the basic core rules free. That is probably it. But if you join in, let's say, a campaign, like Steve created a campaign, I created a campaign, and you have players join in, they now have access to the stuff. I bought a bunch of rules, and so did you. Now, I like to ask the two new people with D&D, what do you guys think about D&D Beyond? I think it made things a little easier for you.
I love it. I bought an iPad, so I keep my character sheet open, which has tabs that's for actions and things that I can do.
Keep track of your monies.
Keep track of my monies, keep track of my hit points.
All your daggers.
Inspirations.
My many daggers, because I have lots of daggers. But I also have other tabs open, like I've got the Bard tab, because I'm playing a Bard. I've
Are
got
you going
the
to show me how to do the tabs?
Halfling tab, because I'm playing a Halfling. If I forget what I'm doing, because we're at the beginning of this campaign, I've never played a Halfling or a Bard before, I can refer back to the player's manual just by clicking a tab.
See, I don't even know how to do the tabs yet, but it's still
And
super
for me,
convenient.
D&D Beyond really doesn't yet have a lot of good DM tools.
Yeah.
Like apparently they're going to at some point. But just the fact that you can search for monsters,
Yes.
or search for treasure and stuff, and those are all just hyperlinks essentially.
Yeah.
So when I can like make a Google Doc with here's this encounter, I can put the hyperlinks for all the monsters in it, and just open them into new tabs, and they're all right there rather than before you'd say me I'd be back here with like 3 monster books over and there's this one and there's the one on this
But
page
that was
here.
entertaining for us to
Yeah,
watch.
there was.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
less entertaining.
I like
than
being
the
able to
side.
see other people's stuff when it's their turn and they're rolling. I can just hit on Paul's character
Yes.
and see
Yeah.
the things
Oh,
he
yeah.
can do. And
What's not cool is when your DM is kind of a dick. I mean, not Steve, but the previous one. They take stuff out of your inventory.
And what's great about a DM is you can check your character's character sheet to make sure they're not cheating. That's also important too. Yeah.
But then there's that thing where since I didn't play when I was a kid, I don't really know how. I mean, I kind of jumped in, and Barry and Donna first just helped me fill out the first character sheet, and I don't know why I was putting these numbers in where or really what they meant. And so I kind of have a little feel for that when I tried to do my second character, but then we started using D&D Beyond,
Yeah.
and it just does it for me, which is great. But I'm of two minds, because then it's like that thing where you never really learned how to do it, and I'm probably not going to pursue it.
And one of the drawbacks is when you are new and when you're building a first level character, it shows you all of the armor and all of the weapons.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think, because you're building a first level character, if it lets you add it, that means you can have it. That's not the case.
Yes,
Not the case.
that is
That is not
what
the
I'm
case.
saying. Yeah.
And that's what happens.
But the
to-
nice
to
thing
us.
is the DM can go and
And
like
then
look
take
at your
away your-
characters
yeah.
and tell you, hey, here's what's something you
But the
did.
DM
that you
can
can't do.
also add stuff to the character sheet too, if they need to. Now, just
Well, I
But
think
not any DM you'll ever
I
have.
had something added to my character. It didn't actually do anything. It was kind of uncomfortable.
anyway, there's
Yeah.
also just to talk about the price point. If you're a DM, I paid $54.99 for a whole year subscription where you get everything, and that was at $4.50 a month.
Well,
basically.
that's for the DM level
right.
subscription, which lets you then create campaigns that you can share content with. You still have to buy the
You
content.
do have to buy the books,
which
around,
tends to be 25-ish.
Yeah, sometimes they can be a little pricey.
Yeah.
There
Sounds
are
like
always
that.
discount codes.
There are
floating
always
across
There
the
are.
internet.
I've ended up, after my first few purchases, I got those all. I found 25% discount codes,
Yeah.
and then I got the full deal with the 25% discount code, which gets you everything up to that point. And then now I get 15% off anything, and the discount code that you find for the next thing stacks. So it
Yeah.
starts getting more practical.
So basically, out there, if you want to enhance your D&D game, you don't need to buy some of the fancy stuff out there. Though it's nice if you do, but if you're kind of playing on a budget, then get those things. Access Google Drive. Just have you should have a Gmail account. As a DM, you can just put your maps on there. You can start your storylines. You can do your logs in there. Players can keep track of things in there. Use D&D Beyond. The only person that maybe has to pay is the DM. Maybe you guys can all
Or you
pour
just
money.
all chip in or whatever.
Yeah, or you can all chip in.
Or if you're just building a character and you're just using basic rules, or maybe you want to pay for the player's manual, you can build a decent character for very little money, and it does all the math for you.
If you pay for it, can you build more? What is the limit? 6 or 8 characters?
I think it's 6 characters,
6 not paying.
not paying.
It's unlimited if you pay, I think.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're a regular player, you really don't need more than 6. I mean, you really don't need more than
Some
2,
people,
but
like
one.
Shelley Mass
Nobody will ever
Noble,
need more
they
than
just
6
built
characters.
characters all the
Right.
time.
It is fun to build characters.
It's fun to build characters.
And of course, as Paul said earlier, make a Facebook group.
Yeah.
It really to
Secret.
get the
Something
word
like
out.
it.
Yeah.
Secret group.
Yeah, secret group. Don't let your boss know that you're playing
Yeah,
D&D
or your kids or whatever.
or the public. Anyway, is there anything else to add to this?
I don't think so. It's great. There's various devices that work well or don't work well.
I wish I remembered to bring mine
Yes,
tonight.
yes. Like a Kindle Fire, not so good. It's a great book. It's not a great device for anything else, in my opinion. So,
Well, what's great about D&D Beyond is I can go ahead and access my character sheet just using my phone.
Yeah.
Which I've been
Yeah.
doing.
yeah.
That's what I'm gonna have
I
to
do that
do
with my
tonight.
phone. I do that with my iPad. Do that with my laptop.
But you still bring your character sheet, your paper character sheet.
I kind of brought this for the podcast so I could show this is the thing that I don't use with the cards
It does have a spell cards.
The cards.
Spell cards are
and
fun.
my character sheet. So
Is there more information on the spell cards than there is
Nope.
in the
no,
No?
Nope.
no. It's
I mean,
easy to access all of your spells at once.
I still bring my character sheet with me.
I
and
do
everything,
like to
just
see.
in case.
There's something about. I mean, I don't want to flip through tons of books to find
No.
a certain number,
Right.
but I like flipping through the books.
Yeah.
I do as
I
well.
do like flipping
I
through the books.
kind of miss that, but my back does not miss bringing 20 pounds of books to a session at a game store at all.
So if you have any questions of us, feel free to email us, and I will forward it to Steve so he can answer your questions
Exactly.
on it at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com, or you can Facebook us at Geeks of Cascadia.
Something like that, yeah. We're also on Instagram at Geeks of Cascadia and Twitter at, surprisingly, Geeks of Cascadia.
Imagine that. And usually we have our banner with us, but
Paul ripped it.
I ripped it.
in a fit of anger.
Ah!
Anyway, is that about it? I think it's D&D
Yeah.
night.
D&D night, we should go.
Yeah,
we
It's
should definitely do
5:50.
Get out of my way so I can set up.
All right, so with that, we'll see you later.
And we're back.
You can't put it in there.
There we go.
You're
Alright.
touching 3 there, aren't you?
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
what I'm
touching
supposed
2.
Touching 2? Okay.
to do. Yeah, see, I'm that good.
Yeah, he's very good at this.
Mhm.
This
Also good, my mustache.
What's
Anyway,
that?
I'm
It's
sorry.
great. You know, what's also good is those guys we just talked to. They're
Yes.
very informative and entertaining.
They're amazing.
Probably my favorite podcast video tube maker guys
Ever?
ever.
All
yes.
right.
And while we were watching that segment,
Mhm.
we were also playing Catch the Moon with Doug.
It's a good game.
It's a fun little game.
Mhm.
It's really cool.
It is hectic at sometimes.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, but it's very simple. So you roll the die. You can either put up 1 ladder or 2 ladders. It's a ladder stacking game.
Yeah, very much so.
Have you done a game review of this yet?
Not yet. This is kind of on our list. We have a few.
Okay.
Our list is like 20 games long. It's basically what we feel like recording that day. But this is on the list.
Is the plan with the Geeks Tabletop Game Review to do a kind of a final thing? Maybe you take a few, not all
I
of them,
think-
a few of the,
Yeah.
a few of the games, the top games, maybe we play those?
Or maybe
Oh, probably, yeah.
maybe we could do something like, well, by we I mean you, do something like a quick Christmas games list.
Yeah, I feel like we could do that.
Gift giving list.
All right, it's a good idea.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's my move.
Is it your move? Okay.
I'm gonna actually roll it. Ready?
By the way,
Oh,
if you
no.
want us to review any of your games that you have out there or interview you as a person, you can contact us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com or Facebook us at Geeks of Cascadia or Instagram. No, we have Instagram?
We do.
Twitter,
It's hard
Geeks
to-
of Cascadia.
Yeah, you bet.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Go to OrcaCon, get your badges.
Oh yes,
Orcon.org.
definitely do that. Stay tuned. Next episode, hopefully we will have a game review.
Yes.
What do we got going up?
It's Altiplano from Renegade Game Studios. It's a bag building game similar to Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
where it's a engine building that you're trying to gather resources and sustain yourself living in the high altitudes up in Chile and South America.
Wow.
It's a great game.
Okay.
And
Llamas and alpacas.
another great game coming up is the Apple Cup game where the Huskies will destroy the Cougars.
Doubt
I'm
it.
looking forward to it. And with that, embrace the nerd, and I hope you make that saving throw. You're listening to Geeks of Cascadia, Behind the DM Screen. And now we review Storm King's Thunder.